everybody, welcome back around the Blog and Grill. I'm your host Doug here with your sports video blog for December 17th, 2013. Different blog schedule this week. We're going to be here Tuesday. We'll be back on Friday with more fun for you. I got New York sports update for you as the Yankees make a couple moves. The Knicks fall again, and Orange Hoops is still where it needs to be. We'll also go around the Shield, talk some Cowboys, some Dolphins, and I'll hand out my NFL Week 15 awards on Friday. But right now, it's time to talk about the Heisman Trophy. I didn't watch the Heisman Trophy presentation. Jameis Winston, of course, took it home. Everybody thought he would. But I think the bigger thing that really came out of that was him being left off 115 ballots. He was just left off them. Not even talked about, not even voted on, just left off. And you can't blame those people. There's a big key with the Heisman that's a lot different from any other award, and it's the integrity factor. A lot of people don't understand the integrity factor. They think that they judge themselves, they compare themselves to the players, but it's not the voters' integrity. It's not being hypocritical. It's you have to judge these players on their integrity. If they're good guys, good players. And Jameis Winston, for a situation there, put himself in a bad situation, and I can't blame people for not wanting to vote for him. I mean, A.J. McCarron finished second. He definitely was the better integrity-wise guy to definitely vote for. He's done a lot more things. You never hear about him getting in trouble. But Jameis Winston still got it. He was the most outstanding player for sure. Integrity wasn't a big deal with him. He had that one issue. Never got charged. That doesn't mean he didn't do it. But we just got to remember the integrity. Remember that when you talk about the Heisman Trophy. And you can't judge people either way, whether they left him off or put him on. It was their decision, and that's why they make the decision. Alright, time to go around the Shield. Last week, rough week for me, 0-3 in my picks. Just a rough week. This weekend, I'm deeming golden opportunity weekend. There were teams that could have really stepped up to put themselves in a good playoff position, and most of those teams did not, okay? Tom Brady had a chance. Cincinnati then had a chance. Dallas had a chance after the Eagles lost. Just a rough weekend for sure. Let's go around the Shield right now. I'm going to go first Monday night game. Last night, Baltimore kicks 6 field goals. A 61-yarder by Tucker wins the game late to Baltimore over Detroit 18-16. Pittsburgh jumped out to a 24-0 lead over Cincinnati. Andy Dalton comes back to throw for 2 touchdowns in the second half. Pittsburgh wins 30-20. Green Bay in the wild game comes back from down 26-3 at halftime. Matt Flynn throws for 4 touchdowns. Green Bay beats Dallas 37-26. Late field goal in overtime by the Cardinals as they take down the Titans 37-34. St. Louis and that front 7 get after Drew Brees. They take down the Saints 27-16. Kansas City hangs a 56. Jamal Charles 5 total touchdowns in their win 56-31 over the Raiders. Carolina takes care of business against the Jets 30-20. Atlanta wins 27-26 after Kirk Cousins goes for 2 for the win late in the game. Alshon Jeffrey has another big game. Jay Cutler comes back and performs well in a 38-31 win over the Browns. Indy shows up. Houston doesn't. Luck gets it done. Indy wins 25-3. Miami rallies late. Tannehill throws for 3 TDs. Brady a late pick. Dolphins win 24-20. Minnesota drumming the Philadelphia Eagles 48-30. Seattle takes care of business, forces 5 interceptions by giant quarterbacks. Seahawks win 23-0. San Francisco with Michael Crabtree back, they get it done 33-14 over the Buccaneers. Buffalo beats Jacksonville 27-20, and San Diego, of course, on Thursday night took care of Denver. All right, so the first thing I want to get to, of course, is the Cowboys. We saw them struggle down the stretch. They didn't pass the ball enough, but I'm not blaming this loss on Romo. Romo feels like he has to make a play, or he's going to be blamed for either not stepping up or not making the play properly. He had a good pass opportunity. Clay Matthews came in too hard on him, couldn't get it off, and that's what happened there on that last play of the game, or towards the last play of the game, when Tramon Williams picked him off. Miles Austin, if he catches that ball, he goes in for 6. The bigger issue, though, has got to be Dez Bryant walking off the field. Dez Bryant seems to be the golden child there. Dez will likely not get in trouble. And I think the Cowboys are in some real trouble going down the stretch for sure. They're going to struggle, and I don't think they're going to get into the playoffs. I think the Eagles will find a way to get it done and get into the playoffs. The other team we talked about is the Miami Dolphins. They take down Brady and Belichick, but hold the phone on Miami, okay? This team's not that great. They don't have a great running game. They don't have a great offensive line. They have a decent secondary, but really, they have one good deep threat wide receiver. Just hold the phone on Miami. They're a big-time finesse team. I don't think they have what it takes. If they get into the playoffs, I think they would lose bad to the Denver Broncos. I think they would get picked apart by Peyton Manning, and Ryan Tannehill would really struggle in the playoffs. So hold the phone on Miami. I'm not liking them quite yet, as they still have some work to do. Alright, time to look at the playoff standings here in the NFL, as we have just 2 weeks to go, and the playoff races are very hot right now, for sure. It's going to be exciting to see what happens down the stretch. Right now, we still have our division winners in the AFC, as Indianapolis is going to win the South. Denver will likely win the North, and I mean, now the AFC North is really up for grabs. Can't get the standings. Come up here. All right, here come the NFL regular season. We'll go to the playoff standings. And the first team we'll look at the NFC. Of course, the only team to clinch in the NFC thus far has been Seattle. Seattle will clinch the NFC West, as they have a 2-game lead over San Fran. We see, looking down through New Orleans right now, is the NFC South. They're tied with the Carolina Panthers. That last game will really decide that one. Philly and Dallas, that one will, we got 3 games down the stretch that will decide these playoff positions. Philly and Dallas, Chicago and Green Bay, and New Orleans and Carolina. Those games will decide it, okay? And if for some reason, I don't know, it's going to decide it, I think our wild cards are going to have better records than our division winners. That's just how it's going to be, okay? Then when you look on the AFC side of it, Denver, New England at the top, Cincinnati and Indy are next. They'll be the 3 seed if they can win their division. Kansas City has locked up a playoff berth. That's funny. Kansas City's locked up a playoff berth. Cincinnati and New England have not. Okay? So Baltimore, Miami tied at 8-6. San Diego game back. It's going to be tight going down the stretch. It'll be fun to watch. We'll have more playoff action on Friday for sure. New York Sports Update. Knicks fall to the whiz. Bradley Beal hits a late game shot to take down the Knicks. And the Knicks are really struggling. Amari Stoudemire might be out for an extended period of time with some swelling. Orange Hoops, they're still number 2. They got 2 first-place votes. They take on High Point, I believe, on Friday. So that should be a fun game to watch. And then they got the big one coming up a week from Saturday at the Dome against number 8, Villanova. Yankees have signed 2 new players. They signed Brian Roberts, second baseman, to a 1-year, $2 million deal with incentives, and left-handed pitcher Matt Thornton to a possible 2-year, $7 million contract. So that's fun to watch there. Friday we'll be back. We'll talk some bowl games as bowl season's getting ready to start up. We'll also talk week 16 in the NFL and some hoops as well. So tune in. It should be a great blog. Follow me on Twitter, YankeeBaller415. Comment, questions, subscribe to my page. Thanks for tuning into the blog and grill. Hope you're back on Friday. Have a good rest of the week.